Tachahao, I'm Gabi, and today I'm gonna be reviewing the Boya wm4 Pro K2. First, let's get it out of the box. Inside the box there is a hard case that hosts the entire set: receiver, transmitter, an extra mounting clip, two lavalier mics, one cable for your camera and one for your smartphone. So far, so good. It is not common for audio equipment companies to include a carrying case or carrying bags. And the fact that this one is actually really nice, well, that is great. It even has a special compartment to store some extra batteries. I throw some specs here on the screen. Feel free to pause the video to read them all. When it's come to portability, this is extremely light at only 47 grams and is actually pretty small. For your reference, it's only just a bit bigger than a bag of sweet and sour sauce from McDonald's and as heavy as a small egg. It's great for gimbal work. I was even able to use it in inverted mode with the back of the gimbal never touching the receiver. I really like the design of the alligator clip. It's pretty easy to use and can rotate 360 degrees. Both the transmitter and the receiver are powered by two AAA batteries. I would have preferred to have them with a single AA battery, but it's not a big difference. Wherever they sell AA's, you could find AAA's. This wireless system is pretty easy to use. Just connect the cable into the receiver and to your camera, then plug the microphone into the transmitter, clip the locked mic to your collar t-shirt, power on both transmitter and receiver. If they not pair, just press the pair button on the transmitter. You can even plug a set of headphones to monitor your audio. There is also a TRRS cable that you can use to connect to a compatible mobile device. Alright, by now you may be wondering, how does this microphone sound like? You tell me, you've been listening to it this whole time. I'm gonna put on a timeline here on the screen on which microphones I'm using, so every time I change a microphone, you know exactly which one is it that I'm using. The wm4 Pro, it is connected directly into my Sony a6400, and I set the level somewhere around -12 decibels. I set the volume on the receiver at about, I don't know, because there are no numbers, so, but I guess it's like not maximum, a little bit less than maximum. There's something that is kind of like annoying, that you don't know what's the volume on the receiver, right? But well, it's good that at least you can change the volume. So Boya claimed a range of 60 meters. I'm gonna put that to the test. At the moment I'm talking at about 2 to 3 meters, and outdoors this is not a controlled environment. There is a construction right over there, people walking over there, and there is a bit of wind. So, but this is not to test that much the audio quality, but to test the range. So let's go a little bit back and test it out. So this is approximately 10 meters. I'm gonna turn around to see if there is any interference. So this is approximately 30 meters. I'm gonna turn around as I'm talking to see if the signal cuts at any time. And I'm gonna get a little bit farther away. So this is what 40 meters sounds like. I hope we're still having some signal. And at the moment at about 50 to 60 meters distance from my camera. They are behind me, so I cannot go any farther. And I hope it's still listening. You can still listen to what I'm saying. I'm gonna turn around to see if there is any interference as the body. Basically, that concludes the range test. Well, I hope that you could hear me all the time, but basically I went all the way down to 60 meters, more or less, 50 to 60 meters. To be perfectly honest, range is not that important to me because I never use my wireless system at any longer distance than 20 to 30 meters, so I'm pretty sure that will probably cover that needs. And most people that use wireless system, unless in some special locations, you're not gonna be that far from your camera. Now I'm gonna run a series of tests. First, I'm gonna let you listen to the inbuilt mic on my Sony a6400. So this is now how the A6400 in-built microphone sounds like. Probably not that great, isn't it? I guess if you have nothing else, it probably do, but having a wireless microphone, it would be a big advantage. So let's test that again. Let's plug back the wm4 Pro and see what's the difference. And now we are back at the wm4 Pro. You probably can hear there is a huge improvement by now. The audio might probably sounds better and there is not much environmental noise. As a matter of fact, I'm right now in my home and this is more or less a controlled environment. There is a lot of furniture, so there shouldn't be much echo, and the fridge and air conditioner both are turned off, so there shouldn't be any hissing noise on the background. By the way, I'm gonna be remaining silent for just a few seconds so you can listen to the room noise. So now let's try, for example, my other go-to wireless microphone, which is the Saramonic UW Mic 9, and let's see how that compares to this one. So now you're listening to the Saramonic UW Mic 9. Have you noticed any big difference? I'm going to tell you something that you probably can see, but I have to set the preamps on my Sony A6400 a little bit higher to match the same volume of the wm4 Pro. So apparently the wm4 Pro, well, they're quite sensitive, and that's a good thing, because that could help you keep the background noise a little bit down by setting the levels down. So that's a good thing. The audio is actually pretty good. So in conclusion, the wm4 Pro, it is pretty good for the money. It is very small, very compact. It allows you to record audio to two transmitters simultaneously, so you can have an interview with two people, record both at the same time, so that's great. And I love the form factor. It's pretty small, pretty lightweight. That being said, I wouldn't call this pro as in professional, right? I don't consider this to be professional, even so the audio is actually pretty good. But there is no an LCD screen, there is no the ability to set the volume to each transmitter individually. These kind of features that it lacks, well, that's why I wouldn't call this professional. But I think this could be a fantastic startup setup, audio setup for someone who is doing videos on YouTube like the ones I'm doing right now. You can probably hear me very well, super convenient, fits on my pocket, I can carry with me pretty much everywhere because it's so small. And me in particular, I might shoot some of these YouTube videos now with this microphone instead of the Saramonic UW Mic 9, especially if I'm doing outdoors videos in which, you know, I need to carry a lot of stuff on my backpack. This is so small and lightweight. Another great advantage for me, on which case scenarios I might use this, is when I'm operating a gimbal. If I need to get good audio while I'm still moving my camera, I will definitely take this one over the UW Mic 9 because it's so much smaller and lighter. I hope you enjoyed this review, and if you have, please make sure to give this video a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. That will help me a lot if you do, and I'll see you on the next video.